This video will discuss why inequality is not bad for society. We will start off with the causes of inequality. One of the causes of inequality is the starting point, also known as the situation that each of us are born into. This includes the socioeconomic situation, such as the wealth of your parents, the gender equality in the country that you are born in, the human rights situation, as well as the political stability in the country that you're born in. Second of all, another cause of inequality are the early life opportunities that we receive, including the level of education that we are able to attain. This includes primary, secondary, and tertiary, also known as university education, which, depending on the level of education we attain, can offer greater opportunities for employment in a person's future. Another very significant cause of inequality is globalization's influence on the economy. There are many low-skilled workers in the labor market, and, for example, when labor was very cheap in China and many corporations outsourced their manufacturing in order to cut costs, the demand for low-skilled workers in the Western world decreased and more people became unemployed. An additional cause of inequality is the status of the national economy. One must consider several questions. Is it a strong economy? What's the GDP per capita versus the GDP of the overall country? Is this GDP evenly divided between the economy's contributors? And lastly, the tax policy of a country. Is the state redistributing the wealth of an economy? How high are the taxes in a country? Are the taxes only targeted at the mega wealthy? Do the taxes discourage people to work hard? An example of this would be Sweden's socialist 70% income tax in the 90s. Inequality causes growth of opportunity. Innovators generate ideas. This, in turn, creates many employment opportunities. This causes growth of the economy. These innovations cause inequalities in income between people holding positions such as the corporate executive officer and a factory worker. This inequality also causes more opportunities for new innovators and imitators to create more jobs and cause even more economic growth and opportunities. Some examples of innovators causing inequality, however, growth of opportunity as well, are YouTube, Apple, and Facebook. Greed encourages innovation. Greed encourages and provides the motivation to work harder, providing incentives which are rewarded for by hard work. The GDP of a country will be higher with more income inequality, but one must consider that GDP is not the most accurate measurement of the standard of living. When stating that greed encourages innovation, it is meant that people are motivated to earn money and to be successful. Thus, people will want to create new ideas that will bring innovation to the world and enrich them personally. Employees holding lower positions in a company will be motivated by the success of their superiors and will thus want to work harder, striving to achieve the same level of success. Excessive income inequality is not beneficial to society. Too much wine is not good. However, a little bit and just enough is healthy. This metaphor perfectly describes how the same thing happens with inequality. People have recently come to extreme wealth through risky investments such as investing in stocks and startups. However, many economists would argue that these income inequalities are beneficial only to a certain extent. Considering that the minimum wage in the US is a meager $7.25 per hour and that a large percentage of the population requires several jobs just to cover basic living costs, one can understand the frustration opposition towards excessive income inequality. It will also decrease the motivation to work harder and thus enlarge the lower class of an economy. A recent example of current events reiterating this would be that Clinton promised to increase taxes for the extremely wealthy in order to decrease the income gap in America's economy, causing so much poverty today.